DVD, two brothers' alphabetical journey through our DVD collection in hopes to bring peace to the galaxy. I'm Josh.
I'm Noah.
I'm John.
Wait,
I'm new.
Someone came.
My God!
The defenses, our shields were down. Yes, we have a guest today.
Because, we're doing Star Trek, and we know nothing of Star Trek.
Oh, I know a little, but I thought, bring in the expert, the one who really took me from kind of knowing Star Trek to really forcing me to know Star Trek. And my friend John. So, hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Yep. So today we are talking about Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, 1991's film, directed by Nicholas Meyer. I'm going to choose non-Star Trek things that they're known for, because most of these people are known for Star Trek things. So,
Even Shatner?
Even Shatner, especially Shatner. He's known for Time After Time. Oh, I apparently still wrote Wrath of Khan, and Company Business.
Khan!
Yeah, you can't get away from Khan. Written by is kind of interesting on this one.
Okay.
So the story is by Gene Roddenberry and Leonard Nimoy, so they kind of had the idea.
Okay.
But then it was really, the screenplay is by Nicholas Meyer and Danny Martin Flynn. So kind of same things of most of the Star Treks.
Yeah.
And this is one of those unfortunate things. There was a lot of contention over the scripts and stuff. Meyer and Roddenberry had fights over the storylines. Roddenberry did not like having racism in the human universe part of this thing, that we had evolved beyond that, and there's a lot of hints at racism in this.
Speciesisms. So part of that's what's going on is that wasn't originally conceived of in TOS. That was something that popped up when he started doing Next Gen, and he really kind of got into the humanist aspect of we're evolving to be better. And he really pushed that in TNG. And so, the fact that this is in 91, that's the middle of season 5 of TNG.
Yeah.
But in the past.
Roddenberry, unfortunately, they had like a fight over the cut. And it's like Meyer's last memory of Roddenberry is having this fight because he dies like 2 days later. And it's like...
He was that upset.
He was that upset, but it's like that regret of... I think I'm right in my story, but I feel bad that I fought with the guy.
I think it was more that he was that sick.
He was that sick,
He was that upset.
But starring William Shatner, of course. So I chose Airplane 2, the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Congeniality and Judgment at Nuremberg, one of his earlier films.
And Boston Legal.
But those are TV shows. I couldn't just do
TV shows.
Rescue 911 then. No?
Oh, yes. Deep cut.
What's the police one?
TJ
Hooker.
TJ Hooker, yeah. Also starring Leonard Nimoy as Spock. I forgot to say Shatner as Kirk, if you didn't know that. Leonard Nimoy as Spock. I chose Transformers Dark of the Moon, Atlantis Lost Empire, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So, he's one of the doctors in that.
Okay.
It's one of his earlier ones. I wanted to do the song of Bilbo Baggins, but that's not a movie.
Listen, if someone's not screaming in that film, I don't know who
that is. And for the third person, I had like a toss-up of who to choose, because we have all the Star Trek people.
Yes.
But I wanted someone who's unique to this, so I chose, let's go with the lady character of Kim Cattrall's Lieutenant Valeris. She's known for Sex and the City, Mannequin, and Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, but there are a lot of really good actors in this.
No, but I would put her over...
See, I would have been tempted to go with Christopher Plummer.
I know, I was just like...
She's got more screen time.
But it's like, which antagonist should I go for? And I went, you know what? Star Trek's a little bit of a sausage fest. Let's give one to the ladies. So Christopher Plummer is Chang in this, so...
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk about... cast real quickly. I did notice this, and this is to you, Josh, since you're movie guy.
Yeah,
is there's two sets of Anns.
Yes.
In this one, is that for like the original cast and then all the newbies who aren't original cast?
So what they did is they kind of divided it off.
Yeah.
Of the main three. And then the rest of the cast, as it was known in the series.
Yeah.
Then there was the movie cast. So an importance, and the Anns and the Withs are like, you're not the headliners, but you are just as important.
Well, because I thought it was Ann, George Takei, and Christopher Plummer.
So they're listed as co-starring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because They had the big three right up front.
Yeah, and then and with George Takei, this was probably a contractual negotiation of there. It is no secret that he had beef with William Shatner, and so this was probably to get him on board. He got to be and he got an and credit, and he got to be on his own ship and not have to be with Shatner. So. It's unfortunate like Sulu, but it's unfortunate that that's a reality. But it also works for the character, so I'm happy that it happened.
Yeah.
So,
I just know it's the first time that I've seen them divide the intro credits that way.
But yeah, we get these intense, tense music opening credits, and then the movie
really starts with a bang.
Exactly, that's the same joke. They took that to heart. They started with a bang. Mm-hmm.
I want my synopsis. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you're right. I jumped a whole synopsis, but yeah.
This could be any Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, on the eve of retirement, Kirk and McCoy are charged with assassinating the Klingon High Chancellor and imprisoned. The Enterprise crew must help them escape to thwart a conspiracy aimed at sabotaging the last best hope for peace.
Sabotage.
You say sabotage. I say sabotage. Do not correct me.
And I was saying that this unlike other Star Trek's is like it's a mystery. It's got deep politics. It's got action.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's because it's three different types of movies.
It's one of the better ones. It is one of my favorites. I mean, so as a Star Trek to start with, it's not a hard one to rewatch at all.
No. Yeah, no.
But I do like it has the Windows 95 screensaver with the dots. I remember Windows 95.
I'm not ruling out that was created because of Star Trek.
It predated that. It was in After Dark, I think.
Yeah. So.
But no, a big boom.
The big boom, and then Captain Sulu. Yeah, wrong movie.
Yep.
Yeah. At the Excelsior, having his tea. You know.
I'm going to bring this up because I'm sure you guys will be able to talk about it more. So we're at the turtleneck uniform stage.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many uniforms do we change? I know that's the running joke. They continuously change.
They update the uniforms.
And this one, I think I have fond memories just because it is. You got the turtleneck and you have the little napkin bib.
Yeah, the lobster bib. I call the lobster bib.
Do you want an actual answer?
Yeah, let's get the actual answer. Okay. That's why we have you here.
Okay, so let's see. So if we start in the original series. Yeah, right? we got those.
Yeah.
There's a new set for motion picture.
Yeah, those are the weird singlets. Yeah.
They use your napkin bib ones
for a while.
Wrath of Khan all the way through.
Yeah, that's the longest.
Star Trek 6.
TNG has a couple.
They have the jumps. They go back to the spandexian.
Yeah, there's two different ones because there's the first two seasons they have no collar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while to notice this. But yeah, starting in season 3, they kind of have a bit of a collar, and they change some of the look. I think they remove a little stripe thing, and that goes all the way through end of season 7.
Yeah,
when they start Generations.
Yeah,
and Voyager. It's the same uniform there. I think the big thing there is they redid the comm badge.
Yeah, the comm badges change. I know, and there's always exceptions. Like Kirk in the original series gets special uniforms.
Well, and then
Picard has a fun leather coat. DS9 has a couple. So yeah, there are a lot of uniforms.
No, I know, but this one is like I just always it's the bib.
Well, it's the fun bib. It's like, does that actually make it looser?
Well, because First Contact comes around and they get another
set.
one.
Yeah,
it's like this entity, which is like military / government. They like changes uniforms so many times. Like, it's a new season. Let's bring out the the Ralph Lauren.
Starfleet is sponsored by Nike. They get a new season. Like the Oregon Ducks. They always get a new. Yeah, that's my one sports reference I'll ever make. Mm-hmm. But
big boom, energy wave.
Yeah.
Oh, just back to the uniforms. That I think it's because the actors complain a lot.
Yeah, no, they're uncomfortable.
They all complain. They all think they're really uncomfortable.
And I can believe that.
I'm sure.
Anyway.
But yeah, the destruction of what we know as Praxis, the Klingon moon, this effect was actually used in several movies, and it's been called like the Praxis effect. And this is one of the mini Cold War references. This is supposed to be like the destruction of the Chernobyl energy plant.
Yeah.
Of how that led to the fall of the Cold War. So
I have to laugh only because it's Starfleet. The person say, "Do we report this?" I'm like, "You report everything. Why would you not report this?
You report your feelings every day.
Everyone's of course like, why would you not? A moon exploded.
Which is why Sulu's like, "Are you kidding?"
What? I think he's always like. who are you and why are you on my bridge?
Well,
did we vet you?
That's the sad thing is that's Grace Lee Whitney. She's on the original series.
She is. They brought her back. It was a nice little Easter egg there.
Writers, what are you doing? Don't give her that line. Give it to somebody else.
To be fair, it's like there is a lot of is that a lie? No, it's something.
Yeah, no,
it's like,
I love all those.
I'm like, so maybe we always maybe they've gotten used to Captain. Is this one we're going to report, or is this going to be another shh?
Well, I appreciate this opening one. It's starting with a bang, and we get to see Sulu in command, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And it is a nice little bit of action because we're going to have politics and briefings and military conversations,
which I like.
Oh no,
I love the how does this work?
Yeah,
I want to see the bureaucracy there.
This briefing room, I always bump on a little bit, and it's no fault of the production or the set designers. Is those futuristic Starfleet lights were the exact same reading lights our grandparents had, and I could not get over that.
The thing I bump on, it's like it's whatever. It's like, so we're X number of years into the far future.
Yeah.
We're still using briefcases and paper.
Maybe some people like being retro. I mean, some people are playing vinyl right now.
It's all coming back.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the future briefcase.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when do the data pads come?
Yeah.
When do the data pads come?
That's TNG.
Yeah.
I was like, do they have data pads yet? And do the data pads stack up?
Yeah, why can't you...
it could be like now, right? Where paper is still actually the cheapest way to store something.
Yeah, we all have Kindles, but we're all reading on notepads right now. And then, of course, the Spock says good morning, and we all have to say good morning to Spock.
Morning.
We're just talking about, the Empire is dying.
Yeah, and what are we going to do?
We should do the good thing.
Yeah.
Scotty bought a boat.
Scotty bought a boat.
Yeah. I like it. Everyone has something better to do than be here. It's like, I have things to do. It's is this not your job?
Well, what's nice about this movie is it's finally broken free from what is the pentology of the previous 5 movies. Because from Wrath of Khan to Final Frontier, they lead right one into the other. So finally we have a nice time break that's like, they could be doing better things. So
I just like, it's like, I could be doing something better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the point is that they're all close to retirement, right?
Yeah, well, they're actually doing now.
Yeah, they are doing that old thing. It's like, it's 3 months till we're all retired. Yeah. We're all just kind of biding our time.
Yeah. But Spock wants to volunteer the Enterprise to help broker a peace treaty between the Klingons and the Federation.
And Kirk is not happy.
And we get the lovely thing of this movie loves doing we're going to take Earthing and give it to the aliens of the Vulcan proverb, only Nixon could go to China. Now I believe Spock is making a joke here because he loves doing those.
Well, and they bring it up again later with Shakespeare and stuff. But it's like it is I like this because it is so Cold War mentality of like things said and things unsaid and the tensions, and Kirk saying like, I don't think this is a good idea. And you can definitely see there are people in the room like, why would we ever do anything but stay at war with the Klingons?
Yeah. I mean, we get Brock Peters as Admiral Cartwright, who is this great actor who was like say no, this is a bad idea. And I always want to say it's like, it's Sisko's grandfather. It's not, but I want it to be.
But wait, here's a question. Yes, for people who are not Star Trek.
Yes.
Is Starfleet a military? Is it a science? Is it a government entity? What is the federal it's like I know that's a big question. It's like, but it's like I'm always like, are you military? Are you government? Are you what?
So a lot of that depends on where you are in which series.
Sure. Yeah. At this point in time.
So if you go back and watch the original series, there is a lot more of a militaristic aspect to it.
Okay.
I think when Roddenberry starts doing TNG, which is the Next Generation.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep using that abbreviation.
Yes.
He does push to that humanist. We're above aggression, we're above prejudice, we're capable of all banding together for enlightened ideals, and that's when it really becomes more of a science-oriented, exploration-oriented
entity.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's all. I mean, it's a it's a utopian society view. I was always like I would love to know because this is one of the few times you actually get to see like the Federation president and like the whole shebang, because usually it's always in the background, it's secondary to what's going on a ship.
Yeah, you get admirals and captains.
Yeah, but this is like the closest you get to the government entity. It's always like, oh, it's like Starfleet is just one mechanism in this whole big Federation. And
right. So I mean, I think the real answer is that Starfleet is kind of the scientific exploration military arm of the Federation.
Yeah.
NASA and Space Force combined.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even in this briefing sequence, they're talking about, are we talking about mothballing the Starfleet as like, well, no,
we still need to explore and study, but we don't need to have the ships on the border with the Klingons, because that won't be a threat anymore.
Yeah,
It's that thing of we need to explore, but we're not stupid to think that everyone's gonna like us either. Yeah.
That was my aside.
But yeah, so
we get on the ship.
We get on the ship and we meet a new character of Kim Cattrall's of Lieutenant Valeris, which has a. I'm glad they went this way. They have this could have gone a different way of the history of this character. Could have been Saavik, who was the Vulcan officer from Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, and a little bit of Voyage Home. And I am so glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
because I like that character to be separate. She had her own arc of being a new Vulcan officer and all that, and possibly having Spock's baby. We don't know.
Now, I wouldn't mind dropping into the universe real quick where this is Saavik.
Yeah.
Just to see that movie.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I don't have to live there.
Yeah, no. It'd be like, how would you get her from where she was at the end of, the beginning of Voyage Home to, what she does in this movie? But no, I like, they do a really good and quick job of having Valeris ingratiate herself to all the main characters of Bones saying, "Yep, she's a Vulcan, all right," and then having an interchange, which I just want a quick touch of with Kirk, and then having her heart to heart with Spock. It's like, no, she's a great officer.
I do like it is kind of like the greenhorn of her correcting the captain on the bridge, and everyone kind of closes their eyes and sighs like, it's like, this is Kirk's ship, this is Kirk's way.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because Saavik does the same thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
But you can kind of see like Uhura kind of going like, oh God, I just want to get out of here. This is going to be a thing.
It's going to be like 3 episodes until he sleeps with her, right?
but they bomb out of the port, and they're on their way.
Mm-hmm. And then we get Kirk setting up his room and doing his report of just how he's feeling. So of course we report everything. On this one, since I was watching closer, as he's walking, you do see that his quarters doors are open. No one's there, but the doors, for some reason, are just open.
I could see Kirk doing that. Just but walk. I mean,
anyone could come in, but this is actually a plot point that should.
Really no, I know, but he has an open door policy with his crew.
Yeah.
But no, he basically
maybe the women.
Definitely the women.
But the long and short of it, Kirk hates Klingons. He's got a bone to pick with them over the death of his son.
The son that he knew for like a couple days.
You know what? He bonded. I have a son.
But actually, I like the fact that he's super aware of
his own prejudice.
Yeah. And I mean, he's legitimately asking, like,
well, and I think,
am I the right person for this job? Yeah.
But I think it makes the impact later on when he does the turn, saying, I know I'm always going to have these prejudices, but I'm a professional, and I am, I am the captain that everyone thinks I am. I'm going to do my mission,
right,
regardless of how I feel.
I mean, he is very professional through the whole movie.
Oh no, that
like he's following his orders. He's trying to be diplomatic.
No, that's what I like about this movie. Of once you on rewatch, you're going, it's like, man, Kirk is not doing the moves that the other side is expecting him to do, and they have to keep changing their plan
because they do expect him to be like, oh no, let's cut and run,
let's kill. But
we'll get to
so the Klingon.
I'm going to ask that question later.
Yeah, no.
That's fine.
So the Klingon bird of prey shows up, and
it was not a bird.
It's a battle cruiser.
It's a battle cruiser. Sorry,
it was not a bird of prey.
Bird of prey. You're sorry. The Klingon ship shows up. And then I love that everyone's tense, and it's like, we've never been this close. It's like, you've been in a ship, Kirk. You've been in one.
This is true. But I just want to go back because we did skip one thing.
Okay. The Valeris.
Well, yeah, it's like Spock. If he was on a Vulcan, I'm like, Spock, what are you doing? Are you trying to set the mood with your, have some wine, there's some candles lit, but you're going to be my successor.
It's like, but, it is like that ingratiating. It's like, this is a new character, and we know that they're trying to, establish a new generation.
But...
if you're paying attention, really close attention to what Valeris is saying, you kind of get some foreshadowing there.
No, and she even says, like, I told you. She did tell us. Damn it.
I mean, that's the tragedy of that scene, though. She's asking Spock, what should I actually do this?
Yeah. Well, but it's a good written screenplay. When you go back and watch, like, you did warn me. I totally didn't see it, but you totally warned me.
This is one of the better ones,
then the Klingon ship shows up, and
there was like
I love this.
Yes.
Once again, this is the politicking that I love. Is like it is so tense at that table, and Space Abraham Lincoln really wants.
Well, it's funny that you say Space Abraham Lincoln because Chancellor Gorkon, who is played by David Warner. They kind of did a portmanteau of Gorbachev and Lincoln. That's how we get Gorkon.
Look at you!
And it's also again the Cold War stuff.
Yeah, no, it's completely Russia and the U.S.
Yes, and so we get the guess who's coming to dinner line from Chekhov. What's interesting about this line is this one got passed around a whole bunch because they first wanted it to be said by Brock Peters after the briefing, and he's like, I'm not saying that line. That movie's too important to me, and this is no. So then they wanted
find someone who didn't care about it.
This is like, well, we'll have Nichelle Nichols say it in the scene. He's like, I'm not doing that. That's too important. What, are we crazy? This is like, and it's like, all right, Walter, will you do it? It's like, I'll do it.
I'll do anything.
Well, so the interesting thing to me there is because there is this there's the African American racism parallel.
Yeah.
There's also the Cold War parallel, right? And you're giving it to the Russian guy.
Yeah, you give it to the Russian guy, which I find actually interesting. Yeah, a happy accident by is like, stop being racist.
Yeah,
and then it works out. Yeah.
And it's like everyone's being on their best behavior in the first few lines, and then it slowly just starts to unravel. You get the beginnings of the Hamlet being brought out and the Shakespeare, and
so you're skipping ahead
you're
to the dinner, right?
We're still not there. They had to beam on. There's something establishing.
And I want to make sure we don't skip over the transporter room.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it's a really important.
The transporter room.
Yes.
A lot of important things happen plot-wise, but what I want to point out is that this is clearly the TNG transporter room, and they just redressed it.
They did, yeah.
And this is the first of several that they do.
And so we get to meet all the other Klingons. We get to meet the daughter. We get to meet General Chang, played by Christopher Plummer. He was supposed to have like Klingon hair, but as they were putting the makeup on, he's like, this looks kind of cool. Maybe we should just keep me bald. And they went, actually, we'll give you a little ponytail at the back, but no, you look awesome. He wanted less.
Chang is probably one of the cooler looking Klingons in the entire series.
I love his look.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, it's like...
Bolted on eye patch.
You put an eye patch on anyone, it's like, okay, I have to take you a little more seriously now because you got an eye patch. There's a story.
But then they took the extra step of, it is screwed to his face.
Yeah, and then they took the extra step to have the screws not be Phillip head, but like Klingon symbol screws. It's like, that is a hardcore... That is an interesting screwdriver to work in.
I mean, this guy clearly lives and dies for the Empire.
But yeah, so the important scene here is everyone has their tense meet and greet, and they walk out, and then you think the scene should end, but it doesn't.
No.
And we get two randos talking.
Well, and they're like, they're doing the the thing like, oh, they smell, and I hate this. Yeah. And then, they get confronted by a superior officer
by Valeris,
and she's like, shouldn't you be doing something?
And
on first watch, you'd be like, oh, she is being the high command, like, guys, knock it off. We're on the clock. Get to your post, kind of thing.
She's saying, be professional. It seems like.
Yeah. And then on the other one, it's like it's the wink. That's the start.
Go get your stuff. You got to go assassinate these guys in a few hours.
But we get
now we get to the dinner.
Now we get to the dinner table, and you get the pleasantries. Let's do a toast, and then you almost feel bad in a way that the Klingons are trying to like, look, let's share something, like, we know Shakespeare, we like Shakespeare.
It's the original.
You haven't experienced until you had it in
the original Klingon. Original, okay.
Well, it was originally translated. It's like when you get a Greek play, it's like, well, the Roman one was so much better.
Yeah,
but it's like, and everyone just gets really tense, and you do get that there are subtle stabs being between Chang and like we're warriors. Don't play this peacekeeper.
They're sparring.
They're sparring with words and
Well, I mean, like what Earth Hitler 1938,
yeah.
like
and he's like, excuse me.
Yeah,
I mean, almost
Spock,
like
you can see Spock going, please, I want my friends to like each other. It's like the two groups of friends. It's like, please.
Well, and it's like it could be interpreted other ways. Like it's like I almost like thinking like the Klingons were like, wait, who's Hitler?
Yeah.
Like what is it? Like that? Excuse me was like I'm missing something. What's this thing?
The truly fun thing about that line though is Kirk has a point.
Yeah,
He's right.
Yeah.
It's like you want breathing room.
Yeah, but that's
Nazi Germany has the same decision in front of it that the Klingon Empire does here.
We'll play nice. Just give us some space.
We can either collapse or we can expand and recover. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But so they quote the undiscovered country comes from Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
English major.
Well, but they'd say it in the movie. But I can point out every single one if you want. I have written them, but I bet you don't.
I don't.
Okay.
That is one of my favorite games to go through while they're spouting Shakespeare and figure out which one.
But the dinner scene also, Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2, Henry the Fourth, Part 2, Act 3. All these are.
I said I didn't want it.
Yeah, and I ignored it.
I do.
But I do.
Yeah. But the listeners know. But then dinner's over.
Yep, and everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Oh,
so just going back to that redress set thing.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that dining hall.
Yeah,
that's the Enterprise debriefing room.
Yep,
you can tell from the curve.
Yeah, from the curve. Yep.
Anyway, go ahead.
And there is a fun behind the scenes picture of I think DeForest Kelley in his uniform in this, right next to Patrick Stewart in his TNG uniform, and there's chatting and smiling. Because they had already done their scenes for a few seasons ago when DeForest Kelley handed off the torch to this. And I guess for the diehard fans, there was a couple of TNG episodes with Leonard Nimoy that was supposed to kind of tease this movie. It came out right beforehand, but the tease wasn't that perfect because they said, well, what you said in the episode kind of is true, but not 100% true. But
yeah, there was Unification Parts 1 and 2 that Leonard Nimoy was in, and it aired about a month before this came out.
Just to be like, hey, these connect. But
they all let out a sigh of relief, and everyone's like, we're going to our
rooms. We're a little hungover.
This was a terrible evening. We're done.
And then the captain's called on the bridge. It's like everyone's like, I don't want to deal with this.
There's a radiation surge, and then bad things happen.
The ship's attacked.
Yeah, it's like, and this is where
everyone sobers up real quickly.
Well, but it's like this is where
as you would
the movie.
Yeah, this is insane.
This is where you're going to get a split. Is what you're going to get. More politics, and then you're going to get a kind of a murder mystery setup. Is the Klingon ships hit, their gravity, goes off. There's confusion and there's fighting. They're saying like, oh my god, we're being attacked by someone.
And then on this one, because I'm trying to watch closer than I normally do, you see like they're asking Sky, did we fire? And it's like his computer's like, no, there isn't. They do a couple shots, and then they show Valeris's hands.
Yeah,
and she's pushing a whole bunch of buttons, and then she presses the big red button, which is usually the fire torpedo buttons. You are watching her reprogram the computer right then and there.
Well, and then you do see on the screen, there's a one-shot screen while it's moving right, showing the two there now.
That is when she's doing it.
Yeah, I got to go back and look at that.
That's not 100%, but that is my interpretation of that. But that button's usually for fire torpedo, so it's like, and she's pushing a whole bunch of buttons beforehand. That's, I think, her reprogramming the computer.
Yeah, to
say that we did fire when we didn't.
But and then two assassins come onto the ship and shoot up a bunch of Klingons. They have purple berry blood, and then when they turn the gravity bag on, it turns to Pepto-Bismol.
And I do wish they had kept this. I mean, for shows before and after, they turned it back to regular red blood. But I was like, I kind of like that they had a different blood color because they're different.
I mean, they've already established that Romulans and Vulcans have green
blood, so why not have a purple?
They have purple pink blood.
Yeah.
Why? Because they do.
Don't worry about it.
They eat a lot of bubble gum.
I like it.
Yeah.
But
nice touch.
Yeah.
But the ensuing chaos stops, and the ships are now
going to fight.
Fire. And Kirk does the thing the first thing that no one expected to do. He surrendered.
Yeah,
he is not known for ever backing down.
He was either supposed to blow up the ship, or to disable it and get back to Starfleet to start the war. Yeah, but he ruins their plans again.
Well,
and
everyone on the bridge is like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did he say surrender?" Like it's like no.
Right,
everyone put your weapons out. We need to surrender.
Yeah,
I'm going over there.
Yeah, with bones and.
But it's like it is that this is the professional captain of like, no, this situation has gone way out of hand. If it was me shooting the cannons, then I would have been like fighting. But it's like, we didn't do anything. We need to figure this out. Everyone put your guns down.
Right. Well, and I think that's where kind of him being aware of his prejudices and his professionalism really come in.
Yeah.
But well, and he's doing that show of good faith. Like, I will go over as captain.
Yeah.
Without a weapon. Tell him, like, I am not even armed.
Yeah.
I am, coming over. They come over, they try to, administer help. Gorkin kind of says, like,
don't let it in this way.
Don't, it's like, almost like that moment, like, I know, whatever, this
is beyond us.
This is beyond us. Like, we need to stop this before it snowballs.
And you get Spock guessing that they're not coming back.
Yes, because, again, this is the thing.
Patch is there.
Well, so this is a clever thing of, this is playing off of Wrath of Khan, where it's like, maybe you're right. And in that one, he's like, maybe you're right. And then he knocks out, was it Scotty, to go into the reactor room? Like, maybe you're right.
Yes.
And he knocks him out. Where he's like, maybe you're right. And he reaches for his neck. So he's like, oh, he's going to knock him out and he's going to go on. But he puts on the Viridian patch.
Which comes on later.
And you actually get to see it go on. And that's that's really clever. And really, respects your audience for rewatching.
But, Kirk is arrested. Spock is now in charge. Now he's now on the case of
the investigation.
His thing is like, no, we'll deal with the captain. We need to figure this thing out first.
Yeah.
Kirk is going to have to be on his own for a little bit.
And
then we get the first
President Red.
Yeah, President. I put President Red.
We all watched this thing. It's like we're all waiting for this actor Kurtwood Smith, who was Red in that. I always want him to say dumbass at some point.
It's like, you did what? You're a bunch of dumbasses.
No, there's a specific line. It's the he looks right at the camera and goes, "This president is not above the law."
Dumbass.
But on this watch, it's like, hey, they're in Paris. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yes.
This is my own.
Yeah.
I don't know the timelines of Star Trek.
Yeah.
When do the Romulans become big baddies?
Oh, they've always been there. I have the same question.
Like, why are they there?
Yeah, I have the same question. Like, the Romulan ambassador should be there, because that's the thing. But when they start doing the briefing, the Romulan ambassador should not be there.
I was like, that's a big problem for me,
I understand
too.
that there are diplomats, which would not be uncommon.
Yeah.
But it's like, are we friends with them?
We have diplomatic relations with them. But
it's like he's right there with the Vulcans. They're all like...
Well, so the Vulcan, the Klingon, and the Romulan ambassador for this incident would all be together.
Right, but he's still hanging out with them.
But during the briefing, he should not be there. I agree. Yeah.
That was my thing. Is like, wait, was there a time period like, no, we were all cool with the Romulans, and then something like, mwah?
No, he should not be in that. Once the Starfleet guys come in and start talking about taking military action...
They should have shoot him.
Yeah, he should not be there.
Okay, so that wasn't me, like, missing...
No, that's
and if you're
really
confused
messed up.
about the briefing, we are watching the director's cut, and this has a little bit longer briefing with Renee Aubenjois as Colonel West, which is a reference to Oliver North. They went a different direction with this character's name. But to say, like, a kind of corrupt military person who did some questionable things.
Yeah, he's like, I want to do my military.
Yeah.
But there's a paper presentation saying we already have an extraction plan. It's like, well, what if it goes bad? Well, then we'll blow them up.
Yeah, they're already on the ropes.
We'll just blow them up.
Well, it's another case of one of those, like, what do the conspirators expect the president to do? Because I feel like
they were expecting him to say yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What race is the president?
Yeah, no, I wrote that too. It's like I know this is a different race, but I bump on it every time because it's like you look a little too much like a Klingon.
That's what I was saying. A Klingon with some really cool glasses that help him see. I'm like, I want glasses that like are shiny.
Shiny, yeah.
Like, okay. So that was like
no. But
just some alien.
There's some alien that has a very similar structure
Maybe
to the
he's
Klingon race.
But it's not human.
No. It's a different race.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It's a completely different race, but we don't. I mean, we could look at it memory alpha, but I know he's not Klingon. Okay. But I always did like, is he a Klingon? But
So I noticed this when the Starfleet Admiralty come in. Look at those doors.
Yeah.
I looked at those doors and I went, those are really familiar.
Oh, God, what's this from?
Oh, that's 10 forward.
Oh, it is 10 forward. You're right.
And then I started looking at the windows. Oh, that is definitely 10 forward. They redress 10 forward for the president's office.
10 forward is the bar on Enterprise where Whoopi hangs out.
Yes.
But we go back to the Bridge of the Enterprise, and we get a fun little line from Valeris, which I do want to question.
Okay.
because not the line itself. So they're debating we're being ordered back.
Yeah.
How do we stop? And Valerius it's like this old story about throwing your wooden shoes of sabos and sabotage, thus delaying them from leaving. Wouldn't it be in her best interest for them not to?
I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Is things have already changed so much.
Yeah.
She needs a moment to figure out what their next move is, because she also has to kind of coordinate with what the Klingons are doing, because they have Kirk. I think she's waiting to see if they kill Kirk.
Yeah.
And so her timeline has been altered.
So the other thing, right, I mean, their goal is to start a war here, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It seems to me logical that they could...
Yeah,
she could somehow manipulate the Enterprise into doing something that starts
true.
a war.
I think she does eventually get to we need to leave now.
Yeah,
I think she also likes Kirk.
Well,
and doesn't want him to die.
And this is a thing I have later on with the magnetic boot stuff. She wants to start war because it's the logical thing for the Federation, but she doesn't want to get someone else in trouble for it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's you guys weren't supposed to be arrested for this.
Yeah, crap. Yeah. The people I really like are taking the heat for it.
Yeah, so...
But we also find out Gorkin's daughter has now taken over. She's continuing the peace talks, and you get the Klingon side of their military saying, well, no, this is the perfect time to attack. And she's like, no, we're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah. This is a filmmaking example that I liked. This movie does it about 2 or 3 times.
Oh, the subtitles versus...
We go to subtitles, and then that transitions into English.
Yeah.
And I love when movies do that, because it establishes they're not speaking English.
Yeah.
But we're tired of you reading.
Yeah. And it's a lot of extra effort to put up on the screen.
But it's and the famous one is at the trial, they actually mimic Judgment in Nuremberg. That was the first movie I know where they zoom in and it just transitions
everyone knows.
We know, they're all talking this way. Let's just enjoy the movie. Mm-hmm. I want you to focus on their faces, not on the words.
Yes.
But
we get back to the Enterprise of them figuring out, okay, someone has made the computers lie. It's and I almost want to be like, computers lie all the time. Yeah. They don't know what's going on. You can make a computer do whatever it wants.
Yeah, but that's the point of it.
I know.
It's not the computer, it's the...
Well, it was more than Scotty going, well, computers don't lie. Scotty, you work in engineering. Things go wrong all the time.
Scotty loves the Enterprise. It will never hurt him. But I do like this is the first lie, an omission thing. This is,
There was one thing. Why does Enterprise have a fireman's pole?
Why not?
It just reminds me back...
Because when they say someone alter the thing, we need someone to, suddenly, boom, it was me.
It was me.
Just wanted you to know, boom, it was me. All right.
It reminds me of Galaxy Quest of, why did they build it this way? I just need a fireman's pole.
To just play my actually role?
Yes. You green blooded hobgoblin.
You hobgoblin.
They're in the armory, right?
Yeah.
Conceivably, somebody might need to get down there really fast to get torpedoes to load.
Maybe to change it out with some data chips later on.
Then they all need to use the fireman's pole. But they're given a 24-hour clock.
Yeah,
which doesn't really pay off. But
and then we go to the most amazing trial sequence. Kirk. It's dark. It's brooding.
The claw gavel.
I love that gavel.
I mean,
it sparks.
I know nothing of Klingon law. I'm almost amused that there is a Klingon court based on the little I know of Klingon.
Yeah.
What? I mean,
processes.
You kind of have to have some sort of
I know
judicial process if you have that.
It's almost I feel like objecting in a Klingon court should be someone should just come over and punch you in the face. Shut up.
No, that's how you object.
Yes,
boom.
But I object.
But I feel like there's something interesting about the defense attorney. There's something you want.
Daddy Worf.
It's Worf.
It's Worf. Yeah. Michael Dorn plays Colonel Worf, the grandfather of Worf. Yep. So this is a nice. It's.
Oh, and this comes back in the.
Yeah. No.
Is it TNG or in Deep Space Nine that they talk about that?
Well, they talk about his father and the Romulus father.
Okay.
So
I thought this was also mentioned that the family took flack over this.
I don't
think about this guy. It's more about the father than the mother.
Yeah,
but this was.
I thought this was mentioned. Maybe his family was already on thin ice because of.
Yeah.
It's very much the John Adams. It's my job to defend even someone that we hate.
Yeah.
But
Yep. And this is where we learned the T in James T. Kirk equals Tiberius.
Yes.
It wasn't Tiffany?
It wasn't Tiffany. No.
James Tiffany Kirk.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, this is a fun.
I just have a question on your guys' opinion on the scene. So when Bones makes his little joke and there's one laugh, is that one Klingon or is that Bones laughing at his own joke? Because I've interpreted both ways.
I think it's one Klingon who knows English goes.
See, I always thought it was his laugh echoing.
That's what I've interpreted both ways. He laughs at his own joke and no one's laughing, or there's one Klingon.
I think there's one Klingon because he kind of looks up like, you and me, buddy, no one else is laughing. Yeah. But no, they this is like the tradition. Like they make him seem incompetent.
Yes,
he's an alcoholic, or he was drunk, and the standard like you were not doing your best, so you're kind of responsible for the shot up guy who you didn't save. Yeah. Which is like it's lawyer misdirect.
Yeah, but it's like Klingon law, and then he attacks Kirk or cross-examines Kirk.
Yeah.
And, let us sit and talk. It's Richard's second Act 3, Scene 2. And,
so is Shakespeare actually his favorite author?
I
thought it was Charles Dickens.
Yeah, I know.
What, who?
Kirk.
Kirk's.
Oh, well, no, I would say it's Kang's favorite author.
But it's like, this is the one thing we talked about at dinner, and I'm going to seize upon it.
Seize the day?
Yeah, but...
I, as a kid,
always
loved that aspect of the villain.
Yeah.
Is he's using your own
culture
and pride to mock you. Saying like, I know just as much as you, and I'm gonna throw it in your face and be like, ha ha
ha. So during this examination, there is a genuine real life quote here of the Cold War, and that's the "Don't wait for the translation, answer me now" line of questioning. And this comes from the Cuban Missile Crisis, and this is a exchange between the U.S. ambassador Adlai Stevenson and the USSR ambassador Valeria Zoram, and it's like, just quickly answer it. It's like, I'm assuming Kirk got the gist of just to answer the question. It's like, I can figure it out.
I mean, there's almost part of me that's like, Kirk might have had enough interactions with the Klingons that he had Klingons that
Klingons
that he has probably like I know a little bit more than I let on.
Yeah, but it's a nice another touchstone for the adults in the audience.
But it is, it does establish that thing. It's like, as captain, are you not responsible? And he goes, no, as captain, I am responsible. And if one of my people did this, then it's my fault.
Yep.
And not surprised he's found guilty.
Right. Well, and we get the important excerpt from his personal log.
Yes. And he does look confused.
He's
and
very
shocked
surprised
because how did you
get that?
How did you get that?
I don't even know to look for it.
The Starfleet would not just be like, here's this thing.
So
it gets his wheels turning already at that point.
Well, the way they play it, it looks like
not only is he confused, Spock raises his eyebrows because he's like, now that is interesting.
Another piece of it is someone's here.
Yeah.
The thing I like is that you don't see Shatner react in surprise until he actually hears it.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's expecting something to be doctored, and then he hears it. It's like,
these are
that's actually it.
Yeah. So,
but they're spared the death, which I think is another.
Yeah, another
stumbling. So like they expect
you see Chang being upset about it.
It's like you're gonna go to Rua Pente, and send out the rest of your lives in this penal colony. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
But
and we go back to now. Like, okay, now Spock is on the. He was like, we got to start our investigation. His ancestor, Sherlock Holmes or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, depending on how you interpret it. He's half human. Either way is okay. And then we get the logic of, well, if we didn't fire on them, who did? It's like, well, a cloak ship underneath us, a bird of prey.
A bird of prey.
I raise my eyebrow at you, woman. I raise my eyebrow at you.
But it's like
dueling eyebrows.
And then you have Chekhov and like, but why? You need that one person like, but why?
But they would have seen her.
Yeah. It's like, what? It's like Chekhov is always there like, but why, guys? Like,
Chekhov's question.
Well, Chekhov, let me tell you a story. It's like basically it's like, we need to find the smoking gun. In this case, we need to find the boots.
Yes,
boots are our thing.
Yeah.
But we get to go back to Rura Pente.
Hoth, as it were.
Yeah, so you always need a good frozen planet.
With doggos, with little muzzles, with
little muzzle
teeth,
doggos, and the warden talk, which you gotta love.
And also, this is the cinemaphile in me. This is a direct reference to another movie of almost 100% the same lines. They just sci-fi'd them up. this is the bridge over the River Kwai.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have no guard towers, we have no fences.
Yep.
We just have this magnetic field,
so you can't
prevent
beam
beaming.
out.
That wasn't in the River Kwai, though. I wish it was. But it's like, no, the land is harsh enough that we don't have to worry about you.
You could run off at any point. Make it.
That would have really confused Alec Guinness.
It's like, Obi-Wan is really confused.
But it's like, basically, like, you're here, abandon all hope, ye who enter.
Yeah.
But it's like, and Kirk is already having those first day in prison problems. If the big guy is already sizing him up, but someone else comes in and goes, leave him alone. He's with me.
Yeah,
and
that's Martin.
That's Martin.
What does she say to the big guy to make him go away?
Crin Doc guaranteed, apparently.
Yeah, but
it's like, I was like, does everyone know she's a shapeshifter? Because it's like, I could you up right now.
Like, I'm in little form. I can go back and be in big form. But it's like, I mean, it does pay off. I mean, I'm almost surprised. Yeah. I mean, it's all these things that later on. It's like, okay, Kirk still does never get killed, and they always have to keep changing the plan.
Yeah.
But that's for later. But yeah, we go back to the boot hunt.
Yeah, and we're in the galley, which is a part of the Enterprise we rarely get to see, which is nice.
Almost never.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, do they have galleys on the Enterprise, or is it all replicator?
So that's the thing.
They don't have replicators yet.
Just spike it down,
So in the future, there are
somewhere in between this movie and Encounter at Farpoint, they invent replicators.
Replicator technology, and they ruined someone, guys, and they Valeris shoots that guy's pod, and I always feel I was like, he was working on that dough, and you have ruined it.
Oh, I see. I thought it was mashed potatoes.
It could be mashed potatoes. It's like some sort of thing that.
John, what do you think they were?
It seems pretty sticky. It looked like some sort of bread dough to me.
Yeah, but
because if you look, it's like right around the mixy thing.
Yeah, and so the whisk is standing.
Have you not made thick mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
You have to feed a lot of crew. You really need extra potato in that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, this just seemed like a show off your special effects, but it
was really dramatic.
Yeah.
Especially for a Vulcan.
It's like, it's like, why can't you do this? Because it was set off the alarm versus.
And Chekhov, you should know your guns. I mean, honestly.
This is Chekhov. Why would you do that?
I just wanted to make a Chekhov's gun joke, so thank you.
Also, why are there phasers in the galley?
Sometimes
does the crew hate the chef that much?
Okay.
Or sometimes I have to, sometimes like, we've got this worm that we have to kill for dinner, and this thing is going to fight back.
I was more like, listen, some of the crew get extra hangry, and the chef be like, back off, it's not dinner time.
What? Or wouldn't you set it to stun in that case? Because this is clearly set to vaporize.
Listen. Sometimes you need to cook something really quickly.
The roast needs to be done in 3 seconds. And I love when there's an alarm. Uhura beats the security team. It's like when you order an ambulance and the pizza gets there before the ambulance, and the security team was not ready.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. No. We were just shooting guns for the hell of it.
Well, there's a very long tradition of security on the Enterprise being really bad.
Yeah, no, they're all extras. But
this is just to say they're still doing it, they need more time.
Then we get Scotty, there's difficulty with the warp drive. Oh yes, sir. Line number 2, it's an error.
Yes.
Yeah, I love a running gag. Yeah.
But
now we get Kirk with a fight with a second alien. It's like, well, we already had a fight with another alien. Why couldn't we just
have his jacket? This one's a fight.
This is a fight, and he kicks him in the boing-loings in the kneecaps. And I was like, this is a fun joke that not everyone keeps their genitals, but I'm just going, if those are your genitals, cover them up. They are just hanging out there. There's a hole. I could see them. He could see them. Everyone can see your genitals.
Josh. Some people's genitals need to vent. You don't know. Don't be a specious.
It's cold out there.
Speaking of which, let me put my pants back on.
Yeah, no, I was going to say something.
But they glow such a nice color. It's like, well, when you kicked him, he turned this beautiful shade of blue. But this is all to set up that they're trying to get a way out. Mm-hmm. That is, in essence, the whole purpose of this scene is to say, okay, you do me one solid, we can all get out together. It's now a Prison Break movie.
Yeah, but we have that the bunk scene of the heart-to-heart between Kirk and Bones, and then Martin shows up. But
yeah, and again, it's more Kirk's self-awareness.
Yeah, no,
I love all the moments he has with this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we get to go back, and now Sulu's been put back in the movie.
Yes,
and we get Ensign Christopher Slater.
Christian Slater, yeah.
Christopher to his friends. The Christian Slater.
Born again Christian Slater.
But yeah, basically saying, like, they want us to find Enterprise, and Susan's like, well, I don't know where he is.
Do you know why he's in this movie?
Because he's Christian Slater, and he can do whatever he wants.
Well, there's that, but it helps when your mom is the casting director.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the fun thing of, like, they paid him, like, $750,
yeah.
He never cast it. He basically framed it, saying, like, this was so awesome. He also got to wear the original Captain Kirk pants
from the show.
The show.
Yeah.
I mean, you would never know. This is just more him, like, I want to put these pants on.
Yeah. It's like, no. It's like, as celebrity cameos, it's like, I don't bomb on it. I didn't know who Christian Slater was at the time.
Was he bigger at that moment, or was that?
I don't know. I mean, his Name of the Rose was his big first one, and when you're working with Sean Connery, you're already going up. So, and then
I think my only problem with it was I think it was originally slated to be Grace Lee Whitney's scene.
Yeah.
And
they took it away from her.
Yeah, and given what she kind of went through in the original series,
she dealt with Roddenberry's dark side. Let's say
we'll do.
Yeah, he's a little.
Look it up.
He's a little touchy. But yeah, so that is the downside of having Slater there. Yeah, but
it's basically showing that
Sulu's still in this.
The quotey fingers, the original Enterprise family is still looking out for each other, and he's trying to buy them time. Back on the Enterprise, they're still trying to search for the boot. They're now looking for blood splatter. There's a whole big search thing. They have a metal detector that looks for blood, I guess. but they find the boots, and almost like in a Law and Order style, you put the boot up.
And so they're going to talk to Ensign Dax, who is no relation to your DS9 character Dax. But I do have a question.
Mm-hmm. I think I have the same question.
I think she purposely chose him.
Probably.
Yeah. So is this just happy accident for Valeris, or is this?
No, I think that was
on
too
purpose?
planned.
Again, I think it's that thing of it's a red herring. Mm-hmm. I want the boots to someone, but I don't want to blame someone. That's again what my feeling of we need to get Kirk back,
or does she do it on purpose because that's even more confusing?
Yeah, that's even more confusing.
Okay, we found the boot, but now we have no.
Yeah, it's a dead end.
The boot doesn't fit.
We must have quit.
It's like, check off.
Yeah.
It's like, did you really not even like glance, like just in your periphery vision?
But come on,
Chekhov was having a moment. He was feeling good.
Well, and if you watch
that moment,
and if you watch the original series, everything is related. It's like everything is Russian.
That's part of the reason.
And so it's like, do you know the Russian epic of Cinderella? I was like, I think it's German, but whatever. Okay.
If boot fits, wear it. Boom, I love that.
Well, you haven't had Cinderella until you've read the original Russian.
But if you do watch DS9, he's like, oh, is this Dax? Like, no, Curzon Dax is actually alive this time. But it does bring the question of when we get back to the prison and we find out that Martin is a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Is she one of the 100? We don't know. I think there probably are books written about it, but there's a possibility that she is one of the shapeshifters from DS9.
Okay.
Or not intentionally, but probably has been retconned.
But back in the minds is that was a super easy escape, which I mean does play off later because Kirk figures out like, wait a second, this is
you're a creepy little girl winking at me, and we got out, and
but I mean the way they got out, is so easy, and and that comes up later. Of
this was on
purpose.
Yeah.
This is like he sees her like, we'll get to that, but it's like it was real easy for them.
I mean, it clearly let him go.
But they're walking across the tundra. He says, Spock's watching him, and then Spock is watching him. It's like it's time to go into the Klingon Empire, and now we have to kind of lie our way through with
the drunk border guards.
So I love this scene.
Mm-hmm.
I always am a fan of a mistranslation subtitle thing where it's like I am going, or where you read the I love it. Nichelle Nichols does not, and I completely agree with her points. I still love the scene.
She doesn't like it because
she's the communications officer. She should know Klingon.
She would be able to do this.
She should be
on her own.
On her own. She would not need books.
Is it ever established that she knows Klingon?
It is established that she is phenomenal with languages, and they are and that they are their main rivals. She would know how to do this.
Yeah.
At the very least, she would not need
all
the books to say what are they saying. I might need the books to know what to say.
I almost feel like, couldn't they use the translator to at least hear what they say?
I made that, but
that's the other problem.
That's the only problem. But it's like jokes.
I mean,
this is a hilarious moment.
I like jokes.
I like jokes, and it's like they're
really
and they're drunk, so it works, and so they get by. And again, it's like this is like an outpost listening center in a part that's never supposed to see action. This is probably where they put their lamest Klingons.
And I mean, they're drunk. It's like there could be, ships from all over the galaxy who do not speak Klingon, and they're trying to.
Well, not only are the listening post Klingons drunk, they think they're seeing a freighter filled with Klingons who are on a freighter.
Yeah.
They probably think they're drunk too.
Yeah. So.
But this all goes back to, on Ropente, Kirk figures out that this is a setup.
Yeah.
And confronts the shapeshifter.
And gets we gotta find.
And I love how much they make fun of Kirk and Shatner combined in this movie.
I can't believe it's your lifelong dream.
And I love the writer Meyer was like, I was afraid that William Shatner was going to be upset about it. I was like, actually, he loved it.
Well, of course he did. There's two of them.
Well, no, but he gets to make fun of himself. And usually he's a little pissy about that.
And then going back, you have that scene in the bunks. Martia shows up and kisses Kirk, and Bones' reaction is, "What is it with you?"
Because it's like, at this point, he's like, I've been seeing you do this for decades. I am so... He's like that friend of like, God, could we just go out for one night and not have you hook up with someone?
That's one of the things I love about this movie.
When you've been a show or a movie series long enough where you can start making fun of yourself and everyone will know the in jokes, it is pure comedy. Mm-hmm. What I love upon this rewatch is of how did the Klingon know which one to shoot? And there are actually little clues. One, Martin does not have leg shackles. Now you would not see that, but she took them off.
Right.
Two, she points up and to the frame left.
Yeah.
She's used to being smaller. He points straight across and knows the size.
Well, you ruined my crazy theory.
Oh, okay.
My crazy theory was always that
he didn't care.
Kirk is the one that gets vapor. The real Kirk is the one that gets vaporized here.
It's been Martin for all these years.
And Martia is posing as Kirk for the rest of his life.
I mean, I love that. Yeah, it's like, I can do this.
But it's like,
I get off the planet.
It's like, he did have shackles on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, and it's like, that's not a bad idea. But I do love the idea. But it's like, those are two clever little visual hints.
But we do get kind of the first, Scooby-Doo / Bond. Since you're going to die, I'm going to tell you all my Dazzling Pen. But it gets interrupted, which is funny.
No, I love it. It plays against the trope. I was like, I will tell you anyway. Why would you? And then there's been ways like, that's why you're gonna make me laugh at it.
But they found the evidence, and Scotty finds the evidence, and
so we get this moment of they're like, who's doing this? And Kirk says, I have an idea about that. And
it's Chen.
No. And then we have two bodies show up.
Yes.
And then it's like, I can use this for my theory. And goes talks. So at this moment,
it's a sting.
On my earlier watches when I was younger, I didn't think Kirk ever knew it was Valeris.
Yeah.
And I thought he just used these bodies as we'll figure out who it is.
Yeah.
But because of him saying, I think I have an idea about this,
because
he sees the body, because of the recordings, he has a theory. It's like, it's someone who was listening at my door, and I only know the one.
Yeah. It's like, well, let's do a sting so we can verify my strong suspicion.
And I think Spock's reaction to it is
like... he doesn't want it to be true.
He whispers into his ear, hey, I think it might be Valeris.
And he's like...
And Spock starts going back through
and it's like,
all the interactions and goes, it's possible.
It's like, I don't want it to be true, but I'm logical enough to say it's possible.
And he gets, for Spock, he gets as angry as Spock can get in these situations because he smacks It's like, he is so angry. And he's angry at himself later.
And here's the thing. This is a line I use way too much in my day-to-day life, especially against your kids when I'm dealing with this. Like, well, I want that toy. It's like, what you want is irrelevant. What you have chosen is at hand. And it's like, and
that's why Josh gets the great presents at Christmas. Like, yeah, Uncle Josh.
But it's like, no, it's like if they make a choice and they then want to go back on it, it's like, no, you chose this. I don't care what you want.
And the fact that he just
smacks the
phaser. But I think you could only appreciate how angry he is if you really know the character.
Yeah, and that's true. But we do find out that it's splinter factions of the Federation and the Klingons working together to maintain war because it's like, no,
we don't trust each other. We don't want this.
Well, there's also like there's comfort in what we've been doing.
Yeah.
But we do a mind mount to figure out who are the conspirators behind this.
And Valeris saying like she's not going to say because it's a lie, it's a choice, and it's like, okay.
Well, we're going to do your special powers.
Yeah.
And kind of looks like a bit of a mind rape.
It is a mind rape.
How do we feel about that this day and age? Is that aged well?
I think, it's presented as uncomfortable in the situation. I think it's even more uncomfortable. I mean, the fact that while he's doing it, Spock's eyes look black like a shark's eyes. And and also like he's near choked up in tears at the end. I think it is uncomfortable, and it's like that torture.
It's like we need to water. It's like we do not have time to be nice about this. We're going to get the information at any means necessary.
And here's the thing. This is where I don't like the director's cut. I understand why it's there. It's for the people who they introduced a whole bunch of characters in that briefing, and who knows who Colonel West is or who Admiral Cartwright is, because it was like barely there. And so those flashes help. But that heartbeat music and that tension, if you don't cut it, is so much more powerful.
Well, and I think it takes away from the ending.
Yes.
It's because I think there is some fun in forgetting who these characters are. Because then when you're actually at the end and they're trying to corral people, you're like, oh, that's Colonel what's his name? Yeah. That's Admiral blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it takes the wind out of the sails for a better ending. I understand why they've done it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, not everyone's paying attention. It's like,
well, that's their fault.
Yeah.
and I just want to give some kudos to William Shatner in this scene, because he chews the scenery a lot.
Yeah.
He did dramatic pauses all over. Yeah. Especially season 3 of the original series. He's phenomenal in this scene.
Oh yes, he is.
His reactions to Valeris when like, let them die, you said. Yeah. Did I misinterpret you? Just the way he reacts to that.
Oh, crap, I did say
that.
But
I like, he's realizing, like, there is not that much difference here.
Yeah, it's just, well, in the next scene, they kind of talk about, like, it's a matter of extremes. Like, you and I are on extreme levels, like, pure logic, pure emotion. It's like, and the future's kind of in the center. And he's, like, getting to that realization of, well, yeah, this is what happens when you have an extreme point of view, is you get extreme actions from it.
And I think also with this mind rape scene of, we needed to know who the co-conspirator were, and we are, and then asking where the new conference is, and they push, and that's when she starts screaming, and that's where I think Spock realized he goes too far. And then I think Spock realized he's going too far. He's like, we can just ask Sulu. I should have done that. I'm sorry. I should have stopped. I should have stopped sooner. My bad.
Does he make a joke there? Because he says,
I've been dead before.
We do not know, right? And
I've been dead before.
Yeah, I've been dead before. Is that a joke?
I think it's I almost
it's gallows humor. Almost.
It's a snarky. It's like I say, like, well, we're dead. He goes, I've been dead before. It's highly overrated. It's like, I'm kind of I'm still annoyed at everything right now.
Spock jokes.
Because it seems very much to me like a joke, but it is not played like a joke at all by anybody.
I take it as, and I've done this with like my children, it's like, you're so angry and frustrated, you can't say what you're really feeling, so you do a snarky comment, like, because he's like, we don't have time, I've been dead, it's over.
Or it's like, stop wallowing in your own self-pity, we got work to do. It's like, I've been dead before.
Damn it, Chekhov, follow the plot line, read the room, and let's keep moving.
We're racing to the conference. Spock and Kirk have their heart-to-heart.
Yeah, but we figure out where the peace summit is. Sulu and they. I like you, Captain. I like you, Captain.
And then the president's speech starts going, and I was listening to the speech. I was like, I feel like the writers somewhat gave up halfway through that speech. It's like, just because we can do a thing doesn't mean we should do that thing,
because the thing is hard.
I was really expecting you to cut away before this point. My bad.
But we get a good setup. The bird of prey is already in place. Enterprise enters. And I get what I get from this is a lot of Hunt for October. Of you have two ships that are. Yeah. I mean, one can see the other one can't, and they are kind of playing this old, Soviet style. Like, there are two ships out there, and.
Yeah, where Wrath Khan is more submarine.
Yeah,
I know, but this I got because in Hunt for October they can't always hear the Red October, and so they're always playing like, are you gonna fire? Are we gonna fire? And I think Kirk once again plays with that expectation of like, why is he backing up? Does he actually see us? And it's like, hold on for a moment.
Well, I mean, after hearing Chang say "Cry Havoc," which is Henry V, Act 3, Scene 1,
well, I was like, this part, it's like one of those like. I feel like is just for movie drama, because I'm like, okay, if you're the warrior who you are, you're not gonna open up the mic and be like, can you see me? I mean, maybe there's a little bit of cat mouse, like he feels like he's cocky enough that he can destroy him.
I think it's that.
And it's that thing of no other mighty Klingon has been in this position because like the Klingon ship is technically weaker, and the Enterprise has its shields up, so it's like it's not a guaranteed thing, but it's like I can keep doing this.
I know. It is like, but it is that kind of like you could have just blown him up, and
but
it's not fun.
It's completely consistent with Chang's
character
throughout the whole movie.
It's just that thing's like he goes. I put it right here. It's like he can't help himself. He wants to poke.
He's poking him.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I've got you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play fun. We're gonna have fun before I could. But
Sulu races in to help.
Yep. At the same time, the assassin is getting set up down on Earth, which is very Godfather, you have him walking through the corridor, setting up his gun,
And I love this whole scene.
The tension and
so
the spacing, and then we get,
it's like we figure out a way that, very much in Star Trek style, you say something big scientific, like, wait, like a balloon?
Yeah, like the gas pipe,
It's like we had to find a gas pipe. Oh, okay.
And this is all happening while, Tickle doing a lab, which is Merchant of Venice Act 3C1. and now I did read, and I don't believe this one, because that Sulu's ship was supposed to figure out the gas anomaly and fire. But I went, that doesn't make sense to me for like the tension. I went, I was like, they might have said, this, but I think for the Kirk Spock moments and everything else,
it's that Star Trek moment that is so amazing whenever they do it. You have several characters come together. Yeah. They all kind of throw in their 2 cents, and suddenly the solution comes out.
They MacGyver a solution.
Yeah.
They MacGyver a torpedo.
And the game's afoot. Sherlock Holmes for some reason.
And they shoot off the special torpedo.
Well, after our rebels now have ended Tempest Act 4 Scene 1 and Cry Havoc the Dogs of War, Julius Caesar's their Act 3 Scene 1 and I'm Costas the Northern Star.
Okay.
Julius Caesar, Act 3 Scene 1.
After all that. There is, I'd say, one of the better satisfying, we got him.
Well, the most satisfying ship explosions that will never be reused in Star Trek ever again.
Generations.
And TNG. There's there's a TNG episode that reuses it as well, apparently. According to the trivia, but I trust you more. But definitely Generations.
John feels that this is
IMDb lied to me?
Do they have an episode reference on that one?
I didn't write it down.
Okay.
I was writing down Shakespeare.
We get all the Shakespeare. But if you haven't,
I have to go look at that.
But we do get the satisfying explosion. Yay!
Yeah.
But then they have to beam down. And we get a very bodyguard, situation like, Mr. President, Mr. President!
And Scotty knocks down a door!
Scotty's and we have a Scooby-Doo moment of, that's not his face!
That's Colonel West!
That's totally
he could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for Kirk and those meddling children. Yeah. But, Kirk saves the day. I have to laugh. He gets to be on the dais with everyone, clapping, and everyone stands next to him with like their, oh, we're so proud. And we get a very, the parting of all the kind of characters saying this is it. We get a Hell and Peter Pan quote all in one sentence.
Yeah, it's like They can't stop the movie without stealing the Enterprise at least one more time.
Yeah. But you get the final captain's log, which is how a lot of the episodes used to end, or stars. Like you get that one final log, and they fly off into the
actual sun.
God.
But they actually say heading off to a next generation. They're obviously referencing the show, and
I remember this is like the signatures at the end is a really nice touch.
I love this.
I think it's like they're signing off literally.
This is the best way to end it, and it is such a powerful moment that other giant movies have figured out because the MCU Endgame did the exact same thing.
I love it so much that I wasn't even annoyed that they stole it.
Yeah, because it's such a powerful way of saying
it's so amazing.
This is such a big moment for us to actually finish on our terms.
Yeah. Well, I think I remember our mom kind of tearing up. Yeah. We've been on a journey.
I still kind of get a little
choked up, and
it gets a little dusty in the room.
Yeah, a little clamped.
Since we have John here, and I want to use John knowledge. If we kind of divide up, this is one of my favorite Star Treks. In the Pantheon, this is one of the best, in my opinion. I would say this is of the original cast. This is my favorite. I was like, what are your favorite Star Treks? If you want to do three, let's just do one.
Favorite three.
Yeah, gold, silver, bronze. If you whatever.
I mean, Wrath of Khan is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so well done.
It is like the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I can see switching these two.
Yeah, when push comes to shove, I just think that one's it's
fine.
Yeah, I was like, that one is the reason I like this one is like this is the first one. I remember going to 5 in theater, but I only remember like the god faces. This is the first one I remember going to in the movie theater and watching it from start to finish and be like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, and for that reason, I mean, it's number 2 in my list.
Yeah, third way, is there a hard one there that you love?
First Contact?
I mean, yeah, it probably is First Contact.
No, it's like, 'cause that'd be mine.
I don't know, that's where it starts getting a little jumbly for me, just because, I mean, I spent so much time watching all of them as a kid. Like, I have a hard time.
I mean, and that was the joke I made at the beginning of saying I was only a cursory Star Trek fan, because before you lending me your DVDs of the old series, I had only watched the movies. And I think I was just starting to watch Voyager. And I only knew the things from the movies, and I got some things wrong, because it's like, for a little bit, it was like, wait, is Bones a Romulan? Because he said, beware Romulans bearing gifts, because I was a kid. I didn't know, 1, the Roman line, or 2. But it really does, these movies are good on their own, but they are better if you know the backstory.
Yeah, but like any good movie, you're not relying on having watched, X number of hours of... But you'll get more out of it.
I loved Wrath of Khan without ever seeing Space Seed. I watched Space Seed, I went, oh, this makes a lot more... This is a lot more powerful.
Yeah.
Now, First Contact was phenomenal. It got even better after I watched Best of Both Worlds.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So,
yes.
So these things are just like... Is that nice little adaptation of not necessary, better if you have, So
yeah, I think the best Star Trek movies. That's true of.
Yeah.
You don't need to have seen Star Trek to watch them and enjoy them. Mm-hmm. If you have, you enjoy them a lot more.
Yeah,
it's true.
But and
it's always good to enjoy yourself. You should always try to make the most.
Now I'm doing my own thing, so I'm going to delete this. So,
you're gonna go to hell. You're gonna go, guys. I'm gonna send you out.
Oh, I thought we were gonna make a joke about Scotty buying a van instead of a boat.
I had a thing.
It's okay. You can edit this out.
Do your own thing. I'm just gonna be hilarious.
It's not gonna be shit. It was like I didn't even write it down, so I'm gonna stumble through. It's like
it's gonna be amazing.
How the voiceover signs off of we have these great journeys through the wild in our van. Great all these vans. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just gonna keep all this. Van Wilder's our next movie.
Yay!
It's really surprising to me that Scotty bought a boat. I would have thought he would have bought a van. That would have been wild.
Yes. Yeah.
You're enjoying yourself. Don't enjoy yourself too much. Like if you're in college.
I was gonna say where no van has gone before after the journey to the
that is good.
It was like we're gonna journey new worlds and wild exploration where no van has gone before. That was what I was going to do, but no, we're going to have this jumble of words at the end. But
yes, young Ryan Reynolds, and his
National Lampoon's, presents Van Wilder, a change from Star Trek. Thanks for staying by with us for this very extended cut, because we love Star Trek and we love talking about Star Trek. Thanks for stopping by, John.
You're welcome.
And hopefully you watched Star Trek 6. If not, I highly suggest it. And if you've seen it a lot,
go back and rewatch it.
Rewatch it. And for a rare plug, there's a website called Riff Tracks made by the Mystery Science Theater 3000 people. Mm-hmm. Buy the Star Trek 6 Undiscovered Country of it. You're going to laugh your butt off.
Well, it's really good.
It's really funny. And next week, join us for Van Wilder. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we're completely out of our wheelhouse. We have to talk about Star Trek. We never do that.
What?
We've only had the same conversation about 20 times, and I know we're going to do it another 20 times, and I'm going to be happy every time we do it.
Sorry, what was that? I was thinking about Star Trek.
Yeah.